All right, the Houston Texans already knew that this was going to be an exciting offseason, and now they've really added to it with the players that they have added, and they've really outsmarted the rest of the NFL in how they've gone about this. So let's take a look at it. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel covering teams that don't get the love nationally, and we've really kind of latched on to a few teams, but Texans being one of them. You know, you're always hearing about the Cowboys down in Texas, but we really like the Texans and what they're doing. So you get an unbiased look into your team. And so let's take a look at it. Obviously, the headliner, Danielle Hunter, he's up here in the NFC North, and we've played against him many times. Great player. The ideal defensive end, stud, 2-year deal, perfect. That's the headliner. We'll get more into him in just a second, but this is the move that made it all happen. Joe Mixon, you get one of the best running backs in the National Football League while avoiding all the craziness that went on with running backs. So remember, running backs that were available were Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Eckler, DeAndre Swift, right? I mean, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry. So there was this big, all of a sudden, everybody went everywhere. Aaron Jones went to the Vikings because what's his name? Josh Jacobs went to the Packers, right? There was this craziness, and everybody wanted the Texans to go get one of those big names, and it's all floating around and everything's going crazy, and the Texans don't do anything. They let the dust settle because they knew there would be an odd man out, right? With all the movement, who's going to be left? And it's like, hey, let's go get and trade for Joe Mixon because it was thought that he was going to get released. But I love how the Texans went and got him, secured him. And out of all the running backs, let me just read them to you. Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Zach Moss, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, DeAndre Swift, Devin Singletary, and Gus Edwards. Out of that, all those free agent and movement of running backs, I would put him 1 or 2. And he's now on your team. So really awesome. And because you look at the difference between what the Texans did and what the Bears did. The Bears went out aggressive. One of the first running backs signed was DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was with the Lions for 3 years. He's injury prone, has no contact balance. He's not a good pure running back. He can do things, no question. He can make some moves once in a while, but that's just like, no. I'm telling you, no. The Lions just trade him away, get Jahmyr Gibbs, who is explosive, has the contact balance. And so you really get to see that, yeah, Swift was not the guy. But what do the Bears do? They go out, sign him. Big mistake. Joe Mixon, professional, real deal running back. I say professional just because he fits a pro running back mold. He's fast enough, quick enough, but tough enough and physical enough to carry the load for you. So now let those big contracts go to running backs. Let all that dust settle. You get Joe Mixon, boom, running back. Next thing you do, you get Danielle Hunter, incredible. But now you see the 2-year deal is so perfect because it's basically, hey, these 2 years before we have to sign CJ Stroud, we got a little window. We didn't spend a big time on a running back. And so it fits. And that's the stuff that you wanted to see as a Texans fan. Can you please just take advantage of this CJ Stroud rookie quarterback window? And they're doing it. Joe Mixon, Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter is, man, just perfect. Let me see. We can all dream of Hunter lining up the opposite of defensive line from Will Anderson to think of the sacks that will come. Hunter had the best statistical season of his career with 16.5 sacks on not a bad Minnesota team. Not that it matters too much because, but the point is, this wasn't like a loaded Vikings defense that they've had in the past. So they could shift some more attention his way, and he was still able to get in there for 16.5 sacks. He's 29. It's interesting that they say he's only 29. I can say that's getting older, but it's also like 29 with a 2-year contract. It's like he's only 29, 29, 30. Perfect. Now, if you give him a 5-year contract, then you're like, man, he's 29. I don't like that. So I agree. He's only 29, and you get him a 2-year kind of, it almost is like a fully guaranteed. Like, here's 2 years, 50 million, 25 million a year. All right, cool. And then after that, you got to go because we got to pay CJ Stroud. Sounds good. We'll get some other people at that point. So I absolutely love that. Another little sneaky signing that I happen to know about just because he played for the Lions is Mike Ford. Um, he's an interesting guy. So Mike Ford, 2-year deal, $4.5 million. This comes after they signed Jeff Okudah. We'll talk about that as well, being Lions fans. Lions fans know about Mike Ford and Jeff Okudah, both on the Lions. And he spent 3 seasons with the Lions and just kind of, it was weird. It was like, this guy can play. This guy can play. So he is a perfect backup corner that, I mean, if he's out there starting, then that's not good because that means he shouldn't be out there, right? He should be just a backup, solid corner. So that's what you're getting with him. But it's good to see that he's still out there, get an opportunity, 2-year deal. Perfect. Another one, Jeff Okudah. Jeff Okudah is a CB3, maybe if it works 2. And what I mean, he just is not a good star corner. We all know that now. He was picked way too high. Lions screwed up. Matt Patricia. But to just say that he's not good is not right. The guy can play. He's made plays. He's had injuries. He's had nothing but weirdness in his NFL career. So the thought is, if you can get Jeff Okudah into a stable franchise with good direction, he might flourish. Because think about it. He was drafted into the Quinn Tricia era in the Lions, just complete train wreck, injured, comes back from injury. Matt Patricia is not helping him at all. Then from there, he gets traded to Atlanta, right? So it's like COVID, Matt Patricia, Lions are terrible. Lions flip over their franchise to the new regime that you currently see. Then he's traded from that new regime to Atlanta. Atlanta's like, all right, I don't know. You're gone. We don't really want you. So I think if he can just get into the right franchise, get into the right situation, which Houston's perfect. Oh my gosh, perfect for him. He could be really good. I mean, he could be a number 2 corner for you, game in and game out, and just exactly what you're looking for. So Houston Texans just doing so many really solid things that, man, again, you have the quarterback. So from there, can you take advantage of the window and be smart with that? The running back thing was just like, that's it. That's how you do it. Don't do the Chicago Bears and just give a bad running back a lot of money. It's like, hold on, let the dust settle. Joe Mixon, boom. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.